Hero Network. And alongside with me here is Mr. Victor Escalante.
The one and only.
The one and only. Two Victor, better than one.
That's right.
Hey.
Well, you are cheery. It's like, what did you drink this morning?
No, I'm telling you, it's not about cheery. It was like, I was late this morning.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
That'll do it.
A
little late this morning.
You're running on adrenaline.
No, hold on. I was on time for the show, but a little late. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
I have to be honest.
You have to put your lipstick
You got to be
on.
honest.
You got to put your lipstick on.
Yeah.
Well, not just the lipstick. So I'm driving around, listeners, okay, watchers, viewers.
Okay. I'm
I'm driving around, right? I called Victor this morning. I said, Victor, is it okay if I just wear my Milby shirt? It's like, I'm just not feeling like, I'm feeling kind of like yellow today. And so Victor says, yeah, why not? Because he wanted to talk about,
Yes.
just about Hero, Mission 1 and everything like that. Well, the reason why is because you see this canosas right here?
Uh-huh.
It's part of the story.
Okay.
It's part of the story. It's part of what we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
So I was driving around looking for the nearest pharmacy, the nearest Walmart somewhere. And I'm like, oh my God, I ran out of my spray. So anyway, this is going to kind of blend in with this story.
Let me know if it works because I may go buy it.
It works.
I may go buy it.
We have to.
Yeah, that's
Everybody,
right.
let's go to
Yeah.
Walmart right now.
No, yeah,
Even
yeah,
Jose
no.
Luis is in on it.
No, es porque aquí está what do you call it? The spray, it works. It's like a
Okay.
little cover up, I think
Okay.
L'Oreal or something like that. I
Okay.
love it. But anyway, that is why I was like, I've got to find something and hide that I graduated from Milby 33 years ago. Yeah.
So happy belated Latina International Day, Vicky.
Thank you so much.
You're such a prominent Latina in Houston. So tell us, what's the story behind being a Latina from Milby?
Oh, wow. That's a powerful question, I must ask. It's really strange, right? Because I love being a Latina,
Yes.
right? I do. But when you're growing
You wear
up,
Latina well.
do I? Yeah,
Yeah.
the brown
yeah.
skin and
The
everything,
brown skin, the
red
red
lipsticks.
lipsticks. All you need is the big hoops, the big earring hoops.
So listen to this. To your question, it's different. Being a Latina, I love of course, Chicana, Tejana. There's all these words, Hispanic, and every kind of other word, right, Victor?
Now, friends, there's a connection to Hero here. Okay, we're gonna bring it back to Hero.
Exactly.
So continue, Vicky.
And so growing up, it was I felt out of place because I didn't know my Spanish. And I felt like being a Latina, being Hispanic, or being Mexican. I knew I
Okay.
was Mexican American.
Yes.
And grandma's, was born in Mexico.
Yes.
Migrated at the age of 5. Became a citizen at the age of 65.
Okay.
And had 12 kids, and what have you. My other grandparents, my maternal, basically grandparents. They were, they were born and raised here in Texas.
Yeah.
And so when you go back and you look and it's like, okay, I was 2.75 in.
Okay.
So I embrace being Latina. Más bien ahorita que estoy, más de edad, I'm speaking Spanish. I mean, is it perfect? No. But I mean, I love being Latina.
I think being bicultural and bilingual is a superpower because we're able to enter into spaces
Yes.
that other people
Absolutely.
cannot go there.
I embrace it every day. I
Look
love-
at how when we teach children, and a lot of children are Mexican American or they're immigrant children, and we can connect with them wherever they are, regardless of race or color. It's like we project a mirror image
right.
to them of who they are because we honor that space, that specialness of the children, to meet them where they are and not make them feel less than or different.
Absolutely. I agree with you 200%. Victor, listen. But when you're a child and you are kind of caught up to trying to understand your place, to say, hey, listen, you did see all these different children coming in, why is one child speaking way, their Spanish is great, or their English is better than mine. Imagine these little ones that are here from all these different countries and they're listening to other children. I mean, what kind of insecurities are those? How can we as heroes or parents or community say it's okay? Fernando, what do you think about that? Porque hay veces, right? I mean, when you speak your Spanish, I mean, I get it all the time. It's like, Vicky, your Spanish is not.
I got to tell you a funny story. I'm originally from Mexico.
Yeah.
So I came to the States at age 10, not knowing a word of English, zero, okay? So years later, I am on the radio in Mexico, and the caller calls in with a question, and
I can't hear him. Okay.
And she is complaining. She's complaining that I don't speak Spanish proper, and that I'm a Yankee and I should go back to America.
Oh,
she said that on the air. She said, "Ese Yankee necesita irse a Estados Unidos," because I didn't speak the formal Spanish. Now, I mean, to me, it was funny because being in the communications field, I understood it. I could see her point of view, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is getting your message across. So years later, I ended up lecturing at the University of Guadalajara, and this is not about me. This is about the story of how you need to embrace who you are.
Exactly.
This is about being assertive and having something important to say and to communicate it in any way that is necessary, whether you use sign language, whether you use props, whatever you need to do to get your message out. So I'm lecturing at the University of Guadalajara. And again, they thought that I should have a translator because my Spanish was horrible. So in listening to the translator, I could see that the message was being lost. The essence of the message was not being communicated right on point. And so I asked the audience, would they forgive me if I spoke a bad Spanish, but I could deliver the message in a more pure and precise way, and they all gave me a thumbs up. So I lectured to them in my bad Spanish, and I got a standing ovation. Again, this is not about me. This is about having something so important and so passionate that you feel about that you want to communicate it in a way that you're making the biggest impact on the audience.
And especially our children. Like,
yes.
Be totally mindful of each other. Teach your children that it's about respecting differences, right? And so sometimes, I mean, these barriers may be here, but children may have their barriers, and these barriers affect their self-esteem.
Yes.
And so growing up, and even now, I mean, trust me, Fernando has asked me, hey, Vicky, come do a show in Spanish. And I'm like stuck all of a sudden. I'm like, really? Like, there's just absolutely no way, Fernando, pero dame tiempo ahorita.
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede. Sí lo puedo hacer, ¿verdad? Pero that confidence of saying, I said, you know what? I could do this.
Yeah.
I could do this. Just give me the thesaurus. So let's go back to school. And one of the things that came up when you said that, and I'm wearing my buffalo, and hey, this, it's, my Milby pride. I was, my story, the story of being a 17-year-old young teenager. I mean, you're writing about it, doing a documentary and everything. But my principal, who impacted, just knew what to say when he caught me skipping school on the side of Woodruff and said,
was it the principal or was it God rescuing you?
It was an assistant principal that told me, Vicky, when I told him why I was skipping school and what happened, like I was sick, I was pregnant, I was going to first period. After first period, I would sneak out and go to a friend's house to kind of just sleep in the rest of the day. And he said to me, do you want to be another Mexican on welfare? Oh, nothing. Everybody said, well, man, those were some mean words. I said, those were some needed words. They were not mean words. These were words that literally just, that pierced me. And still today, I mean,
so my question is, was it the principal or was it God saying it with Vicky?
I really believe,
Vicky.
Yeah, it was God. And I'm like, Mr. Morgan, I said, you just watch me I said, you just watch me. And guess what? We're back. I said, I'll be back. And I've gone back throughout the years. And now it's like, you know what? I take so much pride of just being a Latina, being raised right there in Pecan Park, where I was at, exactly destined. And every one of us goes through those stories. It's like, am I in the right place? Doing the right thing? Absolutely you are. And I want to encourage you, especially those that are, watching. You're unique. You are perfect. You are created exactly the way you should be. That's my encouragement to you today. It's like, put the blinders on, put the earmuffs on. Don't you just run with whatever it is you're God-given, that you have breath inside of you. So you just use it all. Because every part of our story is a glory story. And that's what I call it. It's a mission story. So going back,
God doesn't make mistakes.
He does not make mistakes. He does not make mistakes. And the thing about it too, being a Latina, especially having the faith, is love for all.
Yes.
It's love for all. It's not even about color, being a veteran. It's love for all, love for the country. And that's what Mission One USA is about. That is what the Hero Network is about here. It's about bringing in, and we're going to tie it back constantly. It's about taking it back to love, encouraging, being a hero, being helpful, respectful, and free from distractions on task.
Putting the children front and center as the most important thing that we should focus on as a society, because these are our future leaders. We are in serious need of having heroes, and the Hero Network is coming together, bringing different entities. We're going to be bringing you expert guests to talk about everything related to children and related to families and how they can succeed.
Absolutely. And when we talk families, we're talking about single. There's the singleness, single mothers, single fathers, grandparents. It's like building the gap, building foundation. Tomorrow we have something very exciting happening. It's called the Single Bingo. It's one of our first fundraisers. And this morning and yesterday, I was kind of feeling like I was going into pre-labor, like, oh my goodness. My background has always been working, bringing in the funds, y'all. Like, I know every 1st and the 15th or something, that paycheck is coming in. And now it's like, okay, not only are you working for this program and doing networking, doing videos, doing, going out, building these relationships. Now you're going out getting raffles. And I'm like, what is this about? Like, I love raffles, right? And so, but Victor, it's
bringing home the bacon.
I'm like, really working for my money. I'm like, oh my God. And it's not like.
No, it's a major operation that we are involved behind the scenes to bring the Hero program to schools, to aftercare providers, to communities, apartment complexes. That's about
shelters,
as
juvie
direct,
system.
Yes, that's about as direct as you can get.
Absolutely. So Hero, remember, it stands for helpful. And we want to talk to you about something that's going to happen tomorrow and that's going to be coming out, how we're launching and the partners that we're building, whether it's working with law enforcement. Every class that we have, we always have a law enforcement class representative. But now we have some amazing partners that says we want this and we need it. So the merge, the collaborations that are happening, unbelievable. And we really believe through that these collaborations, we are going to get the students the help that they need, because right now there is a crisis, believe it or not. And you may think, well, that's a media thing. It's not a media thing. Human trafficking is real. Right now, the rise of human trafficking inside the schools is unattainable. I just can't imaginable of how, we have to extend hands to our little ones.
Yeah, and I want to echo that, because we're not being sensationalist here. You actually worked in the school system. Mm-hmm. You saw it firsthand. You saw the problems that right. families that the little children are faced with. And that's the genesis of the Hero program. Is it got started under dire circumstances in the school system during COVID lockdown.
That's right. That's right. You see the different needs that are out there. And so fast forward in 23, I was getting into the world of investments, and that's when God, I felt God telling me, like, do you want to make money?
When God knocks, you open
respond.
the door and you listen.
And he's like, well, do you want to make money or do you want to make leaders? And I was like, okay, so I think we need leaders. We need to create and bring in the solutions that our children need. Our children need to have that connection with their family, have their connection in the schools, to be totally engaged, have a wonderful foundation. And this is what the Hero Program is about. It's about coming together with the community. And last week we had someone that briefly spoke on crime, right? And so what we're looking at now doing is just going in and getting these children, getting them the help that they need, teaching them how to ask for help, whether it's school, tying a shoe, and what have you, or maybe there's some abuse happening. We also want to teach our children how to encourage themselves, respect themselves, and stay on task. And so based on what's happening, I want to share some exciting stuff, Vic, letting everyone know that we are jumping into the teen space. There's an event. We've been asked,
Yes.
We've been asked to create a teen summit, a teen
Leadership Academy.
A launch.
Yeah.
Yep, a leadership academy. And so we're going to start that off with doing a one-day seminar, confirming the date right now. But that is happening. So to everyone who is asked, bring your teens, bring your teens.
So let me give you some background information on how this is coming together. We did a hero training at the Bridge for Kids. It's a shelter for children who are at risk, or they're children of women who have been battered and they're being housed and being helped. So they've asked us to put together a leadership training for adolescents. We can get the children young, or we can get them when they're still adolescents. Because usually what we have found in speaking to different groups, by the time you get into high school, the junior, senior year, it's like their mind has already been corrupted by all the negative influence from social media, from peer negative influence of needing to fit in. Again, not knowing who you are. And so if you don't know who you are,
You don't know where you're going.
You become who you hang around with. And so look at some of the kids that we spoke at a high school, to where they would rather fit in with all the problem kids as opposed to standing up for themselves and asserting themselves. So that organization and other concerned parents asked us, is like, what you guys are doing is great for the children, but what about the adolescents? And so the idea came up with Vicky's past experience in project management and corporate training and development, and my experience in academia. I used to teach emotional intelligence at the University of Texas at El Paso. I've taught at the University of Guadalajara, and we're going to be bringing all of our combined experience to put together this Hero Leadership Network Academy.
Correct. So Victor and I have gone into, vulnerability at risk, if that's what we don't want to say it. They said at risk, but they're, children that are at risk, children that are a little vulnerable, right? And so we have gone into these schools, we have gone into the juvie system, into public schools, and we feel...
Some people may not know what juvie is. Why don't you go ahead and explain to them what juvie is?
Well, the juvie system is basically, this one here is where they're actually housed. So there may have been some conflict or something happening in their lives that they made a little turn of bad decisions, but bad decisions can just be rerouted into, positive decisions and what have you. So Harris County being the largest county, right, in Texas. And we have such a robust facility that provides the empowerment, the resources, the redirection and guidance for our children and their families. And we've been honored to be to work and to be connected with the Harris County juvenile system. And so that's what it is. So
it's actually a detention center for juveniles that have gotten in trouble with the law. Okay. And so again, our focus is, yes, you made some mistakes. You were hanging around with the wrong crowd. You didn't know who you were. You weren't clear about your direction in life, but that doesn't have to define you. No. I have worked with a lot of people, Vicki, in the criminal justice system when I worked for 10 years in there. And I saw the consequences of these people that were institutionalized. They got into the system, and if you don't catch them and empower them and change their mindset, then they become career people in the system.
Another statistic.
What a sad tragedy that a terrible mind goes to waste by going into the system.
I mean, how many of the students have we met? I mean, I'm looking forward to some of the stories that are going to come out at our event. That's going to, we have several students that said, Ms. Cruz, you have no idea how much impact, you have given, how much hope we have based on the HERO program and what we're teaching them. I mean, they are ready to give their stories. I mean, you're talking about students who are anxiety. They use the word anxiety so freely now. You don't understand, it's anxiety. I said, no. Students that are like, stuck, or students that are caring for themselves, because there's so many of them that are homeless out there that are living with a family member, and they're not going to get that guidance, And so sometimes we've got to be mama bear, papa bear to these babies, and just even if it's a phone call or text to say, hey, you've got this, an encouragement text is not what we do, but it's what we all have to do together. And it encourages me because they encourage me. They text me and they're like, I love you. And I'm like, I love you too. And that's all we need to hear sometimes, So
look at that young lady that was real shy and couldn't even speak.
Oh, and she was in our...
She became a broadcaster at the Children's Museum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she became a broadcaster. She'll be there at Cinco.
Yes.
Yeah, so Miss Shayla will be at...
You're going to hear lots of stories if you join us tomorrow. Tomorrow.
It's going to be at Fountain Blue.
Yes, in Pasadena on Spencer Highway. What else can we expect at that event, Vicki?
So at that event, we are going to have partners like the Bridge Over Troubled Waters. We will have auctions, silent auctions. So with the Bridge, they're going to talk and testify. Brighton Hill apartment complex that we're still in. We do have an event there that's happening. It's a pool party for teens. We're taking them in. And we are, I said, how much? I go, what's the population? She's like, Beck, we have so many teens. So that's exciting. So back to Singo Bingo, you'll meet some of the teens that have been there at Brighton because we've been working there. So tomorrow we will have silent auction. We will have raffles, Single Bingo. If you have not played, again, it's not Single Bingo, it's Singo, S-I-N-G-O. So basically it's just songs, and we're going to play country rock songs, and it's going to, and then we'll just get the dabbers and we'll just dab, and then we have prizes to give away. We also have someone who donated a sailboat to auction, 8 people sailboat for 4 hours. So that'll be there. But it's raising the funds that we need. Why? Because we want to continue to bring these resources out. Everybody and everything, there's a price, there's a fee, right? And so, but it's a worthwhile one. It's a worthwhile one because it's bringing change. It's bringing community leaders. It's making leaders. And viewers, what this is doing is bringing in the unity, bringing in the community, driving our children. This is a children's movement. This isn't just, hey, we're here to just go out and talk to people. No, we come in with the curriculum. We come in with activities. We come in with firsthand experience. I was a single mom. I've been a veteran mom. I've been a veteran, wife or what have you. And it's about grabbing the education that we have and bringing it in. I mean, Victor was also, I know you talked about everything that the Dale...
The Dale Carnegie School public speaking. I was an instructor for them. And I tell you what, that was life transforming. And because, again, I applied myself because I liked it so much. that they asked me to come back and to be an instructor for them. And I loved it. I love to teach people how to speak in public. And that was really the key to my success in media. That launched my media career by having the confidence to speak assertively, to speak clearly about what the message is. That's why when that caller at the radio station criticized me, or whenever I was lecturing at the University of Guadalajara, it's like, I can speak. I can get my message across any way I need to because of that confidence that the Dale Carnegie School instilled in me.
And that confidence is what our children need. And that is what the Hero program provides. They
Look
give
at the
them
confidence of our producer, Jose Luis, in the control booth. I think his mirror receptors in his brain are being triggered by past experience of how his confidence was boosted. That's what literally happens when you tell stories. The other person goes into their own past of where they also had that. So we're excited. We're excited to bring you stories of success. Again, putting the focus on children and families.
But what
Here,
we need
something really quick here. There's the flyer right now, and can you explain a little bit about the single? Because the flyer is right now, people can see the flyer.
Oh, they can?
Yeah. So talk a little bit about it, because we're going to be doing, and there's a question here about, so.
Okay, yeah. So the Singo, if you can see there, you can just register. We are going to have the games. We do have partners that are coming in. We're going to have testimonials, our teens. We're going to have, it does include a dinner, as you can see there. And then it's also going to include just tons of raffles. We have vendors that are coming in. So thank you all for being there. Raising Canes, we thank you. We're bringing your name out again. Raising Canes, thank you.
So Vicky, I looked at some video. I've never been to a single bingo. I'm excited to see what it's about. Is it like karaoke? I looked at some videos, YouTube videos of single bingo, and is it like karaoke or what?
No, it's just music. It's music that's played, and you're listening to the music, and it just changes a song. So it'll play for about like maybe 15 seconds.
And you have to guess what the song is or what?
No, yeah, you have to know what the song is. So a lot of Shazam, if you have Shazam on your phone, you better install that bad boy, because some songs you may not know and who sings it or what have you, but it's just the song name. And so once you see the little the bingo card, it'll just have different songs, and then the songs will play, and then
And you got to stamp it.
And so,
Okay.
they'll stamp it.
if it's your first time that you're going to be in one of these events, you have to put Shazam on it, right?
I would.
On your phone.
I have to put
Yeah,
Shazam.
because to be honest, I don't even know what it is. So some music, I might know them, but
And
maybe
it's country music,
Exact-
okay? Because it's a country theme,
Yeah,
So I better
well,
install that bad
it's
boy.
country rock too.
put some
country
put
rock,
some,
country
put some
rock.
Vicente Fernandez,
Yeah, there
and a
you
lot
go.
of people will
Now
know
you're-
about
now
that.
you're
wouldn't
talking.
No, but it's country rock, so it's gonna have like some 80s and 90s. It's gonna.
know.
I was out playing. I didn't play. I was there with the DJ.
I'm from Backstreet Boy to here, so I don't know nothing about
I'm
that.
with you, brother. I'm new edition. I'm new edition. Back in the back with the little Run DMC, but.
I'm more Agustin Lara.
No, from Justin Bieber and here.
Yeah,
I bet in
y'all are
sync.
talking Chinese to me. I'm
Yeah,
Agustin Lara and Flor Silvestre.
No, but it's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to presentation that we have different, people talking. We're going to have Jocelyn Nangiri. Her auntie is there. She is a good friend, and she has been just an amazing Christine Nunez. And so she'll be there to talk about why Hero is important for our teens.
And children's safety.
Children's
okay?
safety.
Like,
The idea is to have fun, like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go, you're going to have some prize, food, fun. And so, and I mean, most important is to know what is about Hero Network and what your guys are doing as well. So you guys can explain to everybody who's going to get there what you guys are doing. So
Yes.
what can they do to get involved to be able to help you guys on what you guys are already doing?
absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So going back to Jocelyn Nangiri, we mentioned to her about last week. We did have
If you
her-
don't know who Jocelyn is, this is the teenage girl that was unfortunately murdered.
The
And
12-year-old.
she was in the news all over Houston and throughout the country because of how the circumstances, the story behind that. We're having some of the family join us because again, putting the focus on safety, safety of children, what we can learn so that we can avoid another tragedy.
Absolutely. And so this is, yes, it's single bingo, but it is about the need and the cry out for our children. This is so important for where we're at, and where we need to come up with the solution to change the story, to change the dynamic of what is happening. This isn't, right now it's another elections coming in, and we believe, and yes, we don't want to take that away. But every day there's a work and there's a struggle. There's people coming home tired, that don't have time. And you know what? It takes that village to work together. It takes teachers, that empower, the empowerment for teachers and all our first responders. It takes that village, because every child matters right now. Every child. It's not about one religion or a certain religion. It's not about anything, but just showing that respect and that encouragement and self-encouragement. I mean, mental illness is a real thing. Mental illness is a real thing. And so, I mean, we've talked to children who have had, and what we do is provide the children those resources, okay? We're not coaches. We're coaches. We're not counselors, although I have a counseling degree, but I'm not a licensed counselor. We have to refer them out. And so we are looking for continued resources and partners. So call us, visit us on mission1usa.com. Go and email us info@mission1usa.com, info@mission1usa.com, and be a part of the partnership that we have. You fit in. It doesn't matter if you just say, Vicki and Victor, we want to be a volunteer. Yesterday, we want to shout out to the call. Victor got a call and someone who was donating.
Yes, she wanted to. She called me up. She says, "I follow you and Vicki on social media, and I'm really impressed by what you guys are doing with the community and children." And she says, "I have brand new clothes that I haven't even taken the label off, that I would like to donate to young ladies that may need these clothes." And I said, absolutely, we'd be happy to take those. So you just never know how something small and insignificant that you might be thinking could be huge for one of the children in helping them.
Absolutely. And what we have now, and just by, I can't believe it, all the partners, we are looking at opening up another office. We have one in Northwest. We have one there in South Houston. We have one here, in the north side, right here. And someone just offered one in Webster to create an office there. Did I say Pasadena?
No, you didn't say Pasadena.
So there is a Pasadena. So we will have plenty of space to kind of hold on to, but we have partners too. We don't want to have pantries. We don't want to have, food pantries, although we can, but it's not our cup of tea. Our lane is right here. Our lane is children, but making sure that they have the resources that they need. Okay, so we are like little filters. So just bring them in and we'll tell you where to send them to. And then we partner in with these organizations. But at the meantime, it's meeting those needs, whether it's psychological needs, emotional needs, mental needs, spiritual needs, physical needs, whatever well-being that this child needs, our families need, grandparents need. It's about building those bridges and letting them know that there is hope. And speaking of hope, women, men, anyone that's out there, we want to hear your story, all stories. Okay, we want to hear your story on how, and especially those coming out of Milby. Wait to hear the projects that we have going on. I just had a buffalo call me right now, and I'm like, uh-oh, she's calling. These buffaloes, our Milby Buffs, are like, hey, we're ready to row. So going back, we want to hear your story, and please call us, email us, at whatever you have to do. And if ever you have a question, Victor's here to answer. I'm just joking.
Of course. And if I don't know the answer, Vicky will answer it.
We're just having fun. This is our day-to-day work, right?
Yeah.
But we need you, and we cannot do this without you. I know that we have 1 more minute left, and that's why I'm kind of just partying now to saying, please join us. And our next event after the Single Bingo is we are working on goodie bags for the students. Our students have created little lunch bags, right? And so we're so excited to get these little lunches, and we thank Cynthia Rivera. Cynthia Rivera, not Rivera. Cynthia Rivera. Yeah,
Rivera,
she
yes.
is making getting the products that we need to make our little lunch with love bags.
Right.
And our youth, if you visit our page, they did a little video. They're so cute. They're like, Miss Cruz, what do we do next? They said, well, we need to make little bags for our unhoused. And so listen to Jaden and what he says. He's like, he's learning how to get in front of a camera too. Victor's like, get in there. Vicky, we're both like, get in here. You're going to do this video. But they want it. They're like, we want to change this world. And these heroes mean it, and they're doing it. So we want you to help us be that hero inside, be that hero to yourself, but be the hero to our community.
And thank you so much for tuning in, for watching the show. If it's after hours, share, like, comment. All comments are welcome.
That's right. And you know what, too? I'm excited to say, Vic, don't forget, we're going to foster and working with refugee kids.
Yes.
So signing off, we love you. We love you. We believe in you. You're a hero. We thank you for watching us, for sharing us.
Hero Network.
Hero Network.
How do you make a heart?